So guys, now let's open our script player controller. Here we need some variables. So in the top of our start, we are going to write private animator, and I'm going to call it anime. Then we want another one, private sprite renderer, SR as a sprite renderer. And the next one will be private, we want to get access to our rigid body, call it RB, that means rigid body. So inside of our start, I want to get access to them. So let's for now save it. If I'm going to close it, so you can see we cannot see them because they are private. And if I'm going to make it public, so we can see them. But because we don't want to suddenly change it or remove it, so we are going to make it private, so that player cannot change, so that we are not accidentally change it. So now we want to get access to that, because when I'm going to play, we are not going to attach the animator inside of our anime. You see the animator didn't go inside of that. So the two way is just to do it manually. That means we need to just drag our sprite to animator inside of there. This is the one way that we can do it, but I want to do it from the script. So for doing from the script, so we need in the inside of our start to get that component. So here anim is equal to get component, and that component that we want to get is our animator. So now let's do the same for our sprite renderer and rigid body. So SR is equal to get component sprite renderer, and also RB is equal to get component rigid body 2D. And be sure that it's 2D and not rigid body, because rigid body is for 3D, but rigid body 2D is for 2D projector. So now let's save it. Now, as you see, when I'm going to start it, our script is automatically going to attach it inside of our anime. See, it's automatically get attached to our anime. And if we want to see the other one, we need to go to debug mode, and here inside we can see that the SR is a sprite renderer. The sprite renderer is that one. So because we want to flip our player from the sprite, so here we can just do the flipping for our sprite. So then also the rigid body is also get attached as well. So now because I don't want also we can see the anime, I want to make it hidden as well. So I'm going to change it to private as well. So instead of public, I'm going to make it private. So that is the difference between private and public. In private, we cannot see that, but in public, we can see it and we can change it. So now let's save it. So as you see, the anime is also going to be hidden. So now we want to flip our player. So here we are going to write float input x is equal to input dot get axis horizontal. That means here, because it's a float, we are going to give a value to this input x, and from that value we all know that, so we can flip the sprite or not. So now let's go inside under that. So input x. So let's first make an if. If is to make a condition. After, so inside of the parentheses we need a condition, and inside, so input x is bigger than 0. That means if our value that we are going from to clicking on the horizontal, then here sr dot flip x is equal to false. And now we can copy that or just write else if input x is less than 0, then we want to make the sr dot flip x is equal to be true. So now let's save it. Let's play it, and you will see that we are going to get access to our sprite render and then flip, and we are going to flip the player. When I'm going to push the white button, so it is not going to to change anything, because it's going to make it false. And I'm going to put it at, so left click, it's going to put it at flip it. Okay, so if we want to fix that, so we have a two-way. We can make a minus here. So then here, when I'm going to click on the right, it's going to fill it, so false and left. Or we can just go back to our script. Here I'm going to make it true, and this one to be false. So now let's save it. So if I'm going to the right, we are going to flip it, left, and also we are going to unflip it. So we are going to remove that. And if we activate that, it's going to be up and down. That's for the Y, but we don't want to get access to the Y. We want to just flip from the X. Now, because we want to use it when we want to use another animations, so here I'm going to give a variable for that. Here under that, I'm going to write private int face direction. So that means if our face direction, let's make it a big D, if our face direction is 1, so we turn it to the right, and left is turning to be -1. So here down, facing direction is equal to 1, because we are going to look the right side, and for the left side facing direction to be -1. So now let's save it. Going back to the game. Now, because we cannot see it, because it's a private, I'm going to change it to debug so I can see it. So let's just close that. Here the facing direction. If I'm going to put the right button, it's going to look the facing direction right is 1 and left is -1. 1, -1. So now we can change back to normal. So guys, now in the next video we are going to move our player. See you in the next video.